Hello, thanks for tuning in. Today we wanted to show you how to repair a washing machine. Now this applies to many different models. This one just happens to be a Whirlpool, but you can check your owner's manual and usually there's a schematic drawing inside of here, and you would access that from the bottom, and we'll show you once we flip this thing over. But basically what's happening is it's getting stuck on sensing mode and the washer won't start. It just says sensing and locked and nothing happens. No water comes in, nothing. With today's crazy inflation rates, we went out to the local hardware stores just to start looking at some of the prices on things, and it's unbelievable. We looked at some water heaters. They're almost $1,000 now, when a year and a half ago, before this pandemic, they were $500, $600, about half the price. Wash machines are over $1,000 now, so it is more imperative that you fix these things yourself at home, become more self-sufficient, and continue to keep these machines running as long as you can to save some money, like our mothers and fathers did back in the day. And if you see, some of that old machinery is still around, still working good. All this new junk, we're in an era of just throw things away when they break, but we can't do that anymore because it's hurting our pockets. So basically, I'm going to show you what happens. So we're going to hit start. And there you go. It's locked. And the motor should try and spin up here in a second, and then nothing will happen. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a click. So basically it just clicks. You might get the motor or the agitator in here to spin for about a second or two, and then it shuts off. But basically you're stuck in this mode. So, and there it clicked again. Nothing's happening. You heard it? So basically we're just gonna cancel this run. And we are going to go ahead and show you how to get into the menu here. And this is on Whirlpool. I don't know if it works on any other one, but you kind of just want to reset the dial. Just go around a circle each way and stop back at normal. So you're going to go left once, right 1, 2, 3, left once, right once. All of your signals and buttons will light up there. So what we're looking for now is the done. And that's going to bring us into our error codes. So if you see there, we'll click it. Now everything lights back up and is blinking. Do one rotation either way. And now you see, sensing will just be lit up. That is the error code. That is where our problem is, in the sensing cycle. So let me get the little motor and show you exactly what it is. Alright, and this is the specific part number for this Whirlpool, and for many others. It fits GE, Kenmore, all them things. But you see here, it's a synchronous motor, 120 volts. And it's got a little arm there. This arm never really gives a problem. It's the motor in here that gives a problem. And this goes up underneath the machine. Basically, this sits in a lever and a reluctor spins around and it picks up the signal in order to go ahead and start the agitation and start the cycle and everything. So this is what we need to replace, and that's on the bottom of the wash machine. So we want to come back out of service mode. Just hold and push this button. And it's off. You want to go ahead and shut the power off on this thing and disconnect all your hoses and everything. Disconnect your power line. Make sure that the unit is fully drained, doesn't have any water in it. And you want to go ahead and just flip the unit on its back. Don't worry, these are designed to lay down on their backs. They will be fine. So let's get that thing laid down and see what we're looking at. Alright, we have the unit flipped upside down now. As you can see, it is on its back. You can put a piece of cardboard down there or a piece of plastic. It's not going to hurt anything. And these things are pretty simple down here. You only have a few simple items here. You've got a belt drive here that spins the agitator. So if you hear squealing, whining, or anything like that, the belt's in there. This is the motor synchronizer right here. And as you can see, it is a direct match. And you can tell that one's old and crusty because the plastic is yellowed out. But that goes there. Then you have a run start capacitor here. And your drain motor here. Those are really the only things that go wrong in these wash machines, and people don't realize that. And you got some suspension hangers here that can break, and if your tub gets uneven or starts rocking back and forth. Those are things you got to look at. But the main thing is we want to get this thing out here, and it's very simple. You're just going to unplug that one connector there, and take out those 2 green screws. 1, 2, and swap the new motor in. So we're going to swap it out now. Alright, as you can see, we got the old motor out. You really can't tell anything wrong with it, but the motor is seized up inside of here. And that's the manufacture date, was 4/20/14. So this part, you know, we're coming on almost 10 years old, so it's a motor, it's going to fail. There's the new one in. So just make sure you secure these bolts. Don't go too tight. I mean, snug them, but you don't want to strip them. Make sure you plug back in this connector right here. And you can clean out any of the junk that's down here, cobwebs or spider webs or whatever, because you very rarely tip this thing up. So do all your maintenance and cleaning while you're in here. Then you're going to want to go ahead and stand it back up, hook up the hoses, plug the power back in, and we have to go through a recalibration mode. Anytime you change a part on these things, you have to recalibrate it. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing back in position and show how to recalibrate it. Okay, now that we got the wash machine set back up, all of the hoses hooked back up and everything, we're going to want to go ahead and enter calibration mode. We're going to go ahead and need to put the machine back into service mode here. Like I said, just rotate the dial to kind of erase anything that you may have did. So you're going to go left, right, 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 left, right. And there you are. Now the key we're looking to light, or the LED we're looking to light up here, is the rinse cycle. That will start the calibration. So just keep rotating. And there we are. We're on rinse. Go ahead and start it. It'll scan everything, and the calibration will start. This may take up to an hour to do. But just go ahead and let it run through, and we'll see what happens. Alright, if you hear, everything is activating now. The tumbler in there is starting to spin. Now this machine has been outside for a couple years, so it's going to take a minute to knock the dust off of it. But it is calibrating now. Okay, once the machine is done calibrating, the lock light will light up by itself. All the other lights will turn off, and then the lock will disengage, allowing you to get back into the tub. And again, I said this has been outside for a while, so excuse the dirt. But we are going to go ahead and get some old scrap clothes in here and see if this thing starts up and if we can get some crud out of there. Alright, we got some old scrap stuff thrown in there with some detergent and Clorox to see. We're going to use that to kind of clean up the inside of that and throw that stuff away. So, one in a deep water. We'll do 2 rinses just to make sure we get everything out. Let's go with hot water and see what happens. And we're going to go with extra heavy soil. We're going to go ahead and start it, and hopefully this thing works. And right now it's doing the sensing again, making sure that it's picking up how heavy that load is. The lock and unlock should happen 2 to 3 times, says the manufacturer. So we'll come back once this thing starts up again. Alright, now you can hear the water filling in there. This was not happening before. Like I said, it would just stay on sensing and lock, no water input or anything. So once it starts agitating, we'll come back and check it. Okay, as you can hear, it's washing. The link for the part will be in the description. We really hope this helps everybody, especially in these tough times where inflation is at an all-time high. This was less than $30 to fix this machine. So you could either call somebody out and they charge you a service fee of over $100, or you can take 15 minutes yourself and spend $30 and replace it. And if you hear, everything is running fine now. We really hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.